Good morning. Y'all, it is June 20th, which means we are in the last 10 days of Pride Month. I have wanted to do this video for this whole month, but I found myself in probably the worst reading slump that I've ever been in. So I had to do a little bit of self-care and maintenance as far as the reader side of me goes, but now we're back and we're ready to go. As you can see by the title of this video, I'm kind of combining Pride Month with a reading challenge, so we're gonna see how this goes. Now, I do want to preface that June isn't the only month that you can and should support queer authors and LGBTQIA+ books. This is just a really special time and a great time to specifically honor this community. Now that that's said, let's get into the roster I have. So as I said before, it is currently June 20th. And that means that I have about 10 days left in June to read as many queer books that I can. And I have 7 in the lineup. Now, if you're not new to this channel, then you know that I am a painfully slow reader. And you're probably like, Lauren, you can't read 7 books in 10 days. You would be correct. However, this particular lineup is gonna make it a little bit easier. You'll see why in a second. So the first book in the lineup is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have heard so much about this book and I've wanted to read it for years. It never called my name, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to finally pick it up. I do know what this book is about, and I do know the overall premise just because I've seen parts of the movie. I've seen YouTubers react to watching the movie. I don't know all the nitty-gritty details, and I'm very excited to read this. Also, this just feels like such a summery book. It looks like one, right? Like with the red, white, and royal blue. It's like very 4th of July. It looks like the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. That was a really bad impression. I wasn't even trying to be impressioning. I wasn't trying to do an impression. So, Red, White, and Royal Blue is book number 1. Book number 2, I've only seen a couple of times. It's not as prevalent as I've seen all of these other books that I have, but I still wanted to pick it up and include it in this video. I Kissed Shara Wheeler. I don't know if it's Shara or Shara, so I'm just gonna say Shara. I have no idea what goes on in this book, what it's about. I haven't seen any reviews on this book. I've just seen this cover pop up a bunch. So I'm very excited to see what this book entails. To get the girl, first you have to find her. Love that. And then the last several books, I'm sure that people have already kind of guessed that this is going to be included in this because it's been all over TikTok and Bookstagram and BookTube and all of that. It's not a shocker at all. Heartstopper. I have seen so many people read this series. I have avoided any and all spoilers and I'm going into this one blind as well. I don't know what this is about, but I do know that these are all graphic novels, and that is the only reason why I think that I can finish all of these in 7 to 10 days. It's just graphic novels for all of these, and I would love to try and read one of these each day if that's possible and try and read 7 books in 7 days. That would be the ultimate goal, is 7 books in 7 days, but if all else fails, I want to read all of these by the end of June. So that is the plan, and these are all of the books that are on the lineup for this Pride Month readathon, I guess. I'm very excited to read all of these. Today is Thursday, so I think what I'm gonna do is, since it's a weekday and I do have to work today, I'm gonna start with Heartstopper just because I feel like I'm gonna be able to get through these a lot quicker. Obviously, I don't have as much downtime on the weekdays when I have work. So I'm gonna start with a graphic novel and leave these babies for the weekend. So that is my game plan. That is my strategy. There's so many dog hairs flying everywhere. I'm very excited to get into this. Yeah, let's get into this video. I wanted to do a little bit of a check-in. Sorry if the fan is a little bit loud. It just turned on at the office. But I started Heartstopper because I have a client meeting in like 45 minutes. I just wanted to get started. I'm on page 60 in this book, and it's just so cute. It's so cute and wholesome. So we're following Charlie and Nick, and their friendship is just so sweet. Right now we're at the point where Nick is teaching Charlie how to play rugby, and it's so cute. They're like teasing each other. There's one point where Charlie goes, "I'm definitely way too weak to do that." And Nick goes, "Excuse me, where's your can-do attitude?" Sir, that's so cute. But no, I'm loving this so far, and for my first graphic novel read, I'm really enjoying it. It makes me feel like I'm reading so fast because I'm like turning several pages every minute, just because a lot of it's pictures and it's just kind of like watching a movie on the page, I guess. But yeah, I'm really excited and I'm really enjoying this so far, so. But yeah, my client gets here in like 45-ish minutes, so I'm just gonna keep reading and see how far I can get into this before she gets here. But yeah, I'm loving this so far. Oh, it's just so cute. I love it. Okay, I'll see you in the next update. I finished Heartstopper Volume 1. I finished this book in less than an hour. This was so cute. It's very much like a finding yourself, not really a coming of age novel. Well, I guess maybe, but it's just like finding yourself, accepting yourself. I love Charlie and Nick's friendship, because right now it's not a relationship, it's just a friendship. I don't know, I really enjoyed this. I was just like smiling and giggling the whole time, except for a couple parts that hit a little bit. There were some parts that just really made me sad, but for the most part, this is so beautifully done and beautifully written, or illustrated, I guess. For my first graphic novel, I'm really happy that I read Heartstopper. One book down in the challenge, and it's only 11 a.m. on the first day. Maybe I need to add more books to the list. That's really ambitious of me. I'm just gonna keep where we're at, and if I have more time at the end of this challenge, I'll see what I can do. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work, and I guess the next update will be when I'm back at home and we'll pick up the next book. Hi. Okay, so I just got home a few minutes ago, and I want to talk about where I'm at. While I was at work, I actually finished the volume 1 of Heartstopper. This was just so cute. It was so cute and wholesome. I was smiling basically the entire time. I just love this book. I gave it a 4-star. I feel like this was such a good introduction into what the rest of the story could be, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how things progress. So basically we're following Charlie and Nick. They develop this really sweet friendship, and they're just there for each other. They love spending time with one another. It's very cool to see something like this being written out in the way that it is, because this is probably the most realistic way that this would play out in my mind. You know what I mean? I feel like this is such a realistic and relatable story, and the feelings that are happening here is just like, I can see all of this happening basically. So Heartstopper Volume 1 is done, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Volume 2. I'm loving this series so far, and I didn't realize that I was going to be able to read through these that quickly. I'm probably going to plow through these a lot quicker than I thought I was going to, but I'm not mad about it. I'm really enjoying the story so far, and I'm super excited to see where it goes. But yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to pour myself some wine and start Heartstopper 2. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Good morning, guys. Last night I finished Heartstopper Volume 2, and this morning I started Volume 3. I'm just gonna talk about these like all together, not like the individual novels, books, volumes, whatever, just because it's all the continuation of the same story, and each book goes by so quickly. So I'm just gonna talk about where I'm at in the entire story. So we're starting to be introduced to more relationships and more possible relationships or crushes and stuff like that. And it's so cute and wholesome. And I love that it's not just focused on Nick and Charlie's relationship, that there's so many different kinds of relationships in this book. And there's other conversations and topics that are covered in this book that I feel like, I really don't know how to put this into words. There are topics that are talked about specifically in Volume 3 right now that are just really difficult subjects to talk about. And these books are doing it in such a way that's so simple but vulnerable. I think I said this yesterday. This is so realistic. Like, I can imagine these situations and these conversations happening exactly how this is depicting them. It's so wholesome and sweet, but also it's heartbreaking at the same time. I don't know. This just covers so many topics and so many feelings that happen in everyday life. I'm really enjoying reading this. It is wholesome, it's making me smile, but it's also breaking my heart at the exact same time. I don't think I've ever had a book make me feel these kinds of emotions all at once. This just feels different to me. So I don't know if this is making any sense. I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but I think for the rest of the day, I'm probably gonna finish the Heartstopper series today. But overall plan, today I am working from home, but everything that I had to get done this week is already done. So I don't know how much actual work I'm gonna need to do, but I'm gonna check in with work and see how things are going after I finish this. I'm about halfway through Heartstopper 3. The only thing with this book, I don't want to crack these spines. I'm usually fine with it. Like, I'm reading through a glass, I'm like folding those books every which way. Something about these spines I don't want to mess up, and they're not like floppy. Like, it's kind of, it's hard to hold without breaking the spine, but I don't want to break the spines because they're just so cute and so pretty. I'm having a dilemma. Anyways, that was my rambly update. I don't know if this made any sense, but just know that I am thoroughly enjoying the series so far, and I'm probably gonna finish the rest of it today. Then we'll just continue the challenge from there, but I'm going to get back into reading volume 3. One little reading update. I am relating so much to Charlie. He has gone through so much in the last year or so, and he has a lot of things that he's struggling with, and Nick is trying to talk to him right now, just being like, I'm here for you if you need anything. I'm here, don't be afraid to talk to me. And Charlie is just like, I don't want to annoy you or burden you. Like, I don't want to feel like a burden to you. And that hits so hard and so close to home. That's what this book does. It has such relatable things in here and just feelings that every human goes through at one point or another. Even though this series is known more for being a queer book or LGBTQIA+ book, it covers so much more than that. I'm just at a loss for words with how this is making me feel. That's all I can say right now. I just need to say that. So back to reading. I really need to fix this.
Did you have the medium ice popping boba berry lemonade?
Yes. Thank you. You too. Okay, guess we're on that end. All right. Happy Saturday. This thing is just, it's so wonky. Today is just a chill, relaxing day. I am currently attempting to drive to my parents' house, and the plan is that I'm going to swim, I'm gonna read out by the pool, and it's gonna be super great and super relaxing. My sister's also gonna come at some point, so that's gonna be great. A little bit of an update. I actually finished Heartstopper completely last night. Yeah, just binged the last 3 books yesterday. Y'all, it was so good. It's such a good series. You know, this series is very heavily focused on queer relationships and acceptance, but it's not only that. There's a lot of discovering yourself and talking about friendships and relationships, found family, mental health. Like, there's so many different subjects that are talked about and addressed in this series, and it's in such a realistic way. I feel like sometimes when people try to portray mental health in books or in the media or movies or anything like that, it can be a little theatrical sometimes, but this particular series was the most realistic that I had ever seen. I would highly recommend this series for anyone and everyone. Anyone that has struggled with mental health, anyone that has ever felt that they were a burden and they felt like they couldn't go to anyone else. Like, those things are discussed in this series, and it's heartwarming and heartbreaking. It's heart-stopping. I don't know what else to say. I loved it so much. I feel like overall it is a 5-star series. I think that it as a whole is 5 stars, but all of the books I was rating like between 4 to 4.5, but the overall series is a 5. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that feels right for me. Love, love, love Heartstopper. I'm very excited for the next book to come out. So I grabbed Shara Wheeler when I was heading out. So that's the next book that I'm gonna start, I think. I may just get out by the pool today and just start reading this book and just read it all in one sitting, because it's not that long. We'll just see. But I'm gonna go to my parents' house and I will see you when I'm there. So today is Monday and I just got ready for work, but I wanted to give a little bit of an update because I did not vlog this at all yesterday. I actually had a lot more to do yesterday than I thought, so I actually didn't get to read at all. I have been reading I Kissed Shara Wheeler all this morning. I've been listening to the audiobook just because with the particular plot in this one is giving like not really suspenseful but mystery, and I like to listen to those on audiobook. I am currently on chapter 11, page 144, and I'm about 40% through. So a little bit of a rundown for this book. We're mostly following Chloe, and she's trying to figure out where Shara Wheeler has gone. Shara just disappeared on the night of their prom. Everyone is like, where is she? Where is she? A group of students have gotten together to try and find her. Within like a few days of her disappearance, she kissed both Chloe and Rory, and so they're just like, what's going on with this girl? Shara's leaving hints in envelopes all over the place in multiple different locations, giving them clues on where to find her. And throughout this book, there's an underlying topic of Southern Baptist Church and moral beliefs when it comes to the LGBTQIA+ community. It frustrates me to no end that people still feel this way. I'm really enjoying Casey McQuiston's writing, which I just realized yesterday when I looked this up on Goodreads. Casey McQuiston also is the one that wrote Red, White, and Royal Blue. I didn't connect those. Now I have, and I like her writing, so I'm excited I'm gonna read another one of her books in this video. I guess overall thoughts and feelings right now is I'm really enjoying the plot. I'm enjoying the dialogue that's in here. It's pretty true to how high school is, specifically for people who feel like outcasts. I feel like that's what we're focusing on a lot, is the life of outcasts and people that have had some turmoil when it comes to high school. There's one line in here, I can't remember, I don't know what page it's on, and it was that the real world is where people who hated high school go to be happy. And I'm just like, that's what I've realized. I had a horrible time in middle school and high school, and that line was like, nail on the head, girly. But so far so good. I'm kind of feeling like this is gonna be like high 3s to 4 maybe. It's not giving 5-star material. I think it's it's a fluffy mystery. It's a cozy mystery kind of vibe. So we'll just see. I am planning on finishing this today. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the audiobook while I'm at work and getting stuff done. And then if I have time, I'm gonna bring my Kindle with me and I'm gonna start Red, White, and Royal Blue because it's on Kindle Unlimited and I downloaded it last night. So if I have some downtime at work, then I'm probably gonna pull that out and start reading it because I missed a whole day of reading. My own doing, I had a lot of other stuff to do, but also I definitely had time to read and I just didn't. So that's kind of the update. I'm really liking this book so far. It's not the best book that I've read, but I like the overall idea of it. I'm gonna finish getting ready to go to work and then going to listen to the rest of the book while I'm there, start Red, White, and Royal Blue. Don't know why I'm telling you this again because I literally just told you what the game plan was for today, and I will see you later. So yesterday while I was at work, I finished I Kissed Shara Wheeler. As far as the star rating goes, on my Goodreads, I have it as a 4, but in my heart, it's like a 3.75. I don't know what it is. I really liked the writing style and the dialogue that's in here. I was almost expecting the plot to go one way, and then it went completely opposite of what I was thinking. And I don't know if that was like a me problem, that I was expecting the plot one way and really looking forward to it, and then it just kind of derailed from what I thought was gonna happen. I can't really form like a cohesive thought at the moment, or coherent. Is it coherent or cohesive? I can't think of words. But I would say overall I enjoyed this book. I think that it's a good read, especially for those that grew up in the South and felt like outcasts, felt judged. This book, especially towards the end, revolves a lot around like self-acceptance, which is really great to read about. But as far as the plot goes, I don't know. I like the message, but I wish the plot was a little bit different. That's all that I'll say on that one. So this morning I started Red, White, and Royal Blue. I actually started reading it on my Kindle. I looked up the audiobook for this as well for me to listen to it while I'm at work. And I saw the chapters were split into 15 and I was like, oh, I guess that they have it split up to like a few chapters in each one because they were like an hour and a half long. And I was like, there is no way that this book has only 15 chapters when there's like 420 pages. Yeah, no, it has only 15 chapters, but I'm on chapter 2 and my Kindle says it takes 45 minutes to read it. That's gonna be an interesting hurdle for me because I'm someone that hates stopping reading in the middle of chapters. And if these chapters are exceptionally long, then it might be a bit of a challenge for me. If I can think to myself like, oh, it's only 15 chapters, then I might be able to get through it and not be like, they are 30 pages long each chapter and I'm gonna, ooh. But just based off the first chapter, I am loving this book. I love the writing style. I love the dialogue between Alex and Prince Henry. I was reading it on my Kindle and I was just like grinning. I'm just so excited to get into this a little bit more. Even though I'm only one chapter in, I'm already loving this book so much and I'm loving the personalities of everyone in here, and I'm really liking the discussion about the tabloids and paparazzi and whatever and how that's affecting their lives. It's just really cute so far and I'm really enjoying it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read for a little bit longer, then I'm going to get ready for work. I'll see if I can read more while I'm at work or listen to the audiobook or something, but so far so good. Last book of the challenge. I've had the best time with all of this, to be completely honest. This has been really fun. Anyways, gonna keep reading. and then we go to work. Okay. I said it this morning and I'm gonna say it again, that after just like one chapter, I was already hooked and already loving the writing style, the dialogue, and kind of the combative banter that's going on between Alex and Prince Henry, or just Henry. I'm just gonna call him Henry. We're on that level now, right? Now they're like pretending to like each other for the press, and I love like rivals to lovers or enemies to lovers or something like that. It's just, it hits different and I am loving this. I'm gonna keep reading, but just wanted to give a little bit of an update. Don't know why I said it like that. Just wanted to give an update. Okay, see you in a bit. This book has me on a roller coaster of emotions. It goes rivals to friends to I hate you, but I need you and I want you. Then it's like I love you. Oh. Getting all the politics involved in everything. It's just such a crazy dynamic. They both care so much for each other. They understand what is expected of them and the pressure that they're under. I love them so much together, and I love how Alex kind of brings Henry down to earth, helps him to just like relax and have a little bit of fun and enjoy life a little bit more. This is just truly hitting differently. Also, I have to say, a while back I read about Alex coming out to his parents, and the way his mom had a full-on PowerPoint that was like, I love you, but really the Prince of Wales? You couldn't pick anyone else as I'm trying to run for president again? I don't know. It was just really cute and really funny to me. There's a lot of comedic relief throughout this book, and it's much needed because it's very politically heavy. There's some things that are talked about when it comes to pressure in the public eye and all of that. And I feel like without that comedic relief and that lightheartedness in there as well, it would have been too much and weighed down. But this is just like so well balanced throughout the entire story. I don't know. And I love the camaraderie and the relationship between all of like the White House trio and Henry. They've just kind of adopted him almost. It's just so wholesome and it's so cute and I love them together. I'm just having the best time. This is so well written. Yeah, that's all I have for an update, but plan is to finish this book. My Kindle says I have about 3 hours left. I'm going to get back to reading and I'll probably just come back after I finish, but just wanted to give a little bit of an update. So, yeah. Let's see. Well, that's real close. That was real up close and personal. We have officially reached the end of this 7 books in 7 days challenge, and it was actually successful, surprisingly. So I'm just gonna do a quick run through of all the books that I read with ratings, overall thoughts, all that jazz. Okay, I'm just gonna hold these up like this because I don't feel like putting them in the right order to where it makes sense to hold them like this. I'm just gonna hold it like this. So the Heartstopper series, all 5 of these graphic novels, this is a 5-star series. These two are just so wholesome and cute, and their love for each other is just so pure. Basically the entire time I was reading this, I was just smiling, giggling, but also having my heart ripped out of my chest at the same time. You know? It's a little juxtaposition there. That's a big word for Elmo. But yes, overall, Heartstopper, 5-star series. I don't think it's fair for me to rate each individual book because it's just kind of a continuation of the same series. It's a continuation of the same story. It's just you are gradually falling more and more in love with this couple and this friend group. It's a package deal. So, 5-star series, absolutely loved all of these, and I'm very happy that this was my first graphic novel series that I've ever read, and I definitely plan on reading more in the future. The second book that I read was I Kissed Shara Wheeler. Now, earlier in the video, I think I said 3.75. After sitting with it a little bit more, and it's actually been a couple days since I finished this challenge, it's more like a 3.25 for me. I think it's just because this story, I've already forgotten majority of it. I think I mentioned it earlier in this video. This plot didn't stick with me. The messaging behind this when it comes to self-acceptance and working through the judgment of other people, I loved the message behind the story. The plot and the story itself, for me, was kind of forgettable. I loved the writing and the message. It's just the plot just wasn't it for me. So I'm landing at a 3.25 for this one. And then the last book that I read, which you didn't really hear me say much about this because I devoured this book. I think I read it within 24 hours. So Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This was so good. I absolutely loved this book. I gave it a 4.5 stars. The only reason why it's not a 5-star is because I didn't get that 5-star feeling. I was giggling, kicking my feet, squealing, laughing, like all the things. I even cried at a couple points, but it still didn't give that 5-star feeling. And if you know, you know. But this was so close. Actually, it's probably more like a 4.75. These two were just so sweet. And same with Nick and Charlie. Alex and Henry care so much for each other and they understand each other considering they both have very similar roles. And that was a really interesting dynamic to read about. Also, I'm just a sucker for rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers plotline. I can't help it. But anyways, 4.75 stars. Loved this book. Had the best time. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what you think about them. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!